Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and this is going to be the PEG system of mnemonics. Now, before I begin, I wanted to let everybody know that I have published 5 Kindle books, and if you want to purchase any of them, you let me know in the comments section below, and I will send you links to those, and you can buy them all you want. But, in the meantime, what is the PEG system of mnemonics? And why should you care? Well, first of all, in a previous video about the link system of mnemonics, I explained, number 1, what mnemonics was, which is basically memory techniques. And then I went one step further and I explained the link system of mnemonics. But this is the PEG system. Okay. Why is this so important? If you're dealing with anything other than numbers, it's real easy to use the link system of mnemonics to memorize a whole bunch of stuff. Problem is, how are you going to memorize numbers? How are you going to link that to anything? Well, we're going to show you how to do that tonight. But before I do, I got to grab one more little thing, and then we'll begin. Now you're saying to yourself, why would we need a mirror? We'll explain that in 2 seconds. Alright, let us begin. In the PEG system of mnemonics, you are actually going to convert numbers into consonants. If you will remember your spelling, grammar, all that stuff in English, you remember all those English classes you took? You remember there was a difference between consonants and vowels? Okay, we're gonna have consonants here, okay? We're going to convert numbers into very specific consonants. Why? Because what if you had to memorize an important number like your telephone number, a credit card number, your social security number? You're going to need that from time to time. What if you had to learn physics or chemistry where you have to memorize a whole bunch of numbers? That becomes important. What if you had to buy very specific parts for your computer and you had to memorize the numbers? Yeah. What if you had to order a specific car part and that specific car part had a number? You're going to want to know this now. Alright, so now we know why we have to know all this. What are we going to do? Okay. Now, we have to convert the number 1. Well, let me ask you a question here. How many downstrokes are in the number 1? You say, well, what's a downstroke? Well, I have a video about that, and I'm going to put a link to it in this video. That's right. At the end of this video, you'll see a link to it. You click it. It's going to be an end screen. You'll get it. Okay? So, we have the number 1. And what are we going to convert it into? We're going to convert it into the lowercase letter t. There you go. So all ones will be T now. You could also convert it into the letter D because T and D sound almost exactly alike. Okay, so it could be T or D. We could go phonetically if you want. Okay. What about the number 2? How many downstrokes are in the letter N? Well, there are 2 downstrokes in letter N, so all 2's will be represented by the letter N from now on. What about 3? What letter of the alphabet are we going to use to represent the number 3? Well, how many downstrokes are in the lowercase letter M? Well, there's 3 downstrokes. 1, 2, 3. So all M's are actually 3's. Okay. What about number 4? What letter are you going to use to represent that? Alright. When was the last time you were a spelling bee? Well, I want you to spell out the word for. F-O-U-R. For. What is the last letter of the word for? Well, that's an R. So now all 4's will be R's. Okay? Now what about the number 5? How are you going to represent that? This one's super easy. Look at my hand. Do you not see the capital letter L right here? See, that's a capital letter L. I'm going to show it right here. Capital letter L. There you go. So all 5s are L's. Alright, what about number 6? Alright, the number 6. This is where you got to get your mirror. Draw the number 6 and look at its mirror reflection. What letter of the alphabet does it look like? Well, how about this? Boy, these things go out quick. Hold on. Never seen the like. We're trying here. Never seen anything like it. We're going to represent the number 6 with the letter J from now on. Okay? Now what about the number 7? Alright. Now this one I'm going to show you. It's going to be the letter K, but you have to look carefully. Don't you see the number 7 right here? You go down here, you go up there. If you look at it very carefully, that looks like a letter K. Same thing down here. So basically you got 2 number 7s in the letter K. You got to look carefully, but you see it. And as soon as you do, you realize that all 7s will now be K. Now when it comes to the number 6, boy, that's a bad number 6. Let's try that again. Doesn't the letter G, the soft letter G, sound like a letter J? That's a terrible G. Let's just, there's a G. So, J and G sound exactly like when it's a soft G. Well, let's use J or G for number 6. Okay. Back to number 7. We have already established there are 2 number 7s in the letter K. There you go. Now, the number 8. Let's do that again. What letter are we going to use to represent the number 8? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to use. If you know anything about cursive, which I've already taught about this, you have the letter F, the lowercase letter F. If you look at the lowercase letter F, you will see it looks like a number 8. And if you don't believe that, watch figure skating. Have you ever seen a figure 8? There you go. It looks like a lowercase letter F. So from now on, F and 8 are the same. Okay? Now what about the letter 9 and the number 9? The number 9. The number 9. What letter are we going to use to represent the number 9? Well, we have to get our mirror out once again. What letter of the alphabet does the number 9 actually look like? Simple answer, letter P. So all 9s will be P. What about the number 0? Well, I'm going to tell you what letter of the alphabet that's going to be. What is the first letter of the word 0? Well, that's Z. Obviously. But, doesn't the letter S also sound like a Z? So you could use the letter S or the letter Z to represent the number 0. Okay. I hope you wrote all that down, because you're going to practice this. You say, well, we've converted all these numbers to letters, but How does that help us? Well, I'm going to explain. You're going to go to a website called Scrabble Word Finder. Okay? And I'm going to leave a link to Scrabble Word Finder in the description box of this particular video. When you do, there's going to be a little text box. Okay? You're going to type in whatever consonants that you came up with for whatever number you're trying to remember. Okay? Say you had 1776. So, if you're trying to remember the number 1776, what you do is you type in the letters T and K again, and you're going to type in the in this case I say the letter G. Okay? You could use J, but that's not always as great as using the letter G. But once you type in T, K, K, and G, you're going to also add the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and Y. Add them all into the same text box. So you type all these letters into the Scrabble Word Finder text box. When you hit search, what that's going to do is it's going to produce a whole bunch of words with all these letters in it. Then you just pick out the word or words that you can best associate with everything else you're trying to remember. And when you do, now you're using the link system of mnemonics, and bam, you'll not only remember the things you're trying to remember, but you're also trying to remember these numbers too, and now you can remember those as well. And that's how you do it. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comment section of this particular video. And I want you to practice this. I want you to first turn the numbers into those specific letters, and then put those letters with those vowels, which you got consonants there, you put those with the vowels into the Scrabble Word Finder search box, and whammo bammo, you will form words out of those letters. And then you could use that to memorize whatever you're trying to memorize. And you do that with the link system. And that is how you memorize tons of stuff at a very rapid rate. That is going to improve your grades like you wouldn't believe. Alright. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.